So the value proposition of Ableton Move is that you get two devices in one. A standalone groovebox and a small and very portable Ableton Live controller, and actually even an audio interface. So now that I put it this way, it is even 3 devices in one, so it's a great value in my opinion. But Move's small size is both good and bad when it comes to controlling live. There just isn't enough space and enough controls to accommodate all necessary features. But I was also surprised that it does one thing that you can't do on Push, at least my Push 2 doesn't do it. So let's see how it works when you're actually making music with Live and if it can replace a Push, considering that a lot of Push users, myself included, actually do a lot of things with the keyboard and mouse because it's quicker than doing them on Push. By the way, bear in mind that Move requires 7.5 watts of power to charge the battery. So if you have it connected to an USB-A port and not a USB-C port while controlling Live, the battery will discharge. However, I found out that while it's powered off, a USB-A port can still actually charge it, which is nice, but obviously not ideal because you will be degrading your battery while you are controlling Live. Alright, so to start controlling Live, hold Shift, go to Settings, choose Control Live. You may need to configure the MIDI preferences in Live to enable Move as a control surface. I've already done that. So let's play some drums and use Capture to capture them. So one cool thing we can do from Move works pretty much the same as in standalone mode. We can go to loop length mode and maybe let's select only the first 2 bars. So these are represented down here on the step sequencer. These 4 dots are the 4 bars I've just captured. So I can just hold these 2 buttons and now I've limited the clip to play only bars 1 and 2. Now one thing we can do from Move that doesn't work on Push, we can hold a pad and turn down the chain volume. So this works in standalone mode, of course, on Move, but doesn't work on Push for some reason. I don't know why. It's a very cool feature. I'm used to using it on Machine. Very quick and easy to set the volume of a separate pad. Or indeed, you can control the volumes of tracks just by holding the track button, and then the volume knob controls the volume of that whole track. I can quantize it slightly, just hold Shift, and this last button here on the step sequencer, this is the quantize button. Clip quantized 40%, okay. Go to our next track and it's automatically record enabled. I've got some percussion here. Okay, I've captured this. Okay, so we go to our next track. I've got a brass sound from the Driftwave pack. Okay, so let's step sequence some chords. I'm gonna hold Shift and press this button to set the key. I'm gonna use E minor. So this chord, for example. After you play it, you just hit a step on the step sequencer. And that chord is automatically sequenced to that step. And we can do even more without touching the mouse. What we can do is we can hold Shift, double our loop twice, so make it 4 bars. And I'm going to use these arrows here to go to bar 4. So now on bar 4, I've got these 2 chords that I've sequenced, but I'm going to hold the delete button. And as I press the steps where these chords are placed, these are now deleted. So now I can put another chord on bar 4. So I want this chord on bar 4, but I'm going to make it longer. So as I hold the step, I can increase the note length. And so let's do one more chord. I'm gonna sequence this one here. And again, I'm gonna make it longer. So this is how it works. It's probably quicker to do it with the mouse, but hey, you can do it from Move as well. Let's try to record some audio. I've got track 4 as an audio track. So as I hit the button corresponding to that track, it doesn't record enable. It doesn't record enable audio tracks like it does MIDI tracks. This is the same behavior we have with push. So you need to hold record and then press the button for that track to record enable it. I've got the micro cork 2 here, so I'm gonna record a bass line as audio. But we don't have capture for audio, so we need to press record. Now, if we make a mistake, we can just hit the delete button and it erases the clip. We can try again. So let's say if we record 8 bars and we want to use just 4 bars, we can't do that from Move. We need to use the mouse. One thing we can do is we can actually quantize the audio. Not gonna do that, gotta hit undo, but just showing you that you can do it from Move. So we need to load some more stuff onto that project. Obviously, loading stuff from Move doesn't work. You need to use the mouse and the keyboard. So I've loaded this vocal sample into a simpler, and we can control simpler from Move. We have transpose, start, attack, decay, release, filter frequency and resonance, and filter LFO. But we cannot switch the modes as far as I can see, so we'll need to go to slice mode, and if you want to do the manual chop, so we can do that from Move.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I cannot control the sends from Move. If I want to add some reverb from my return track, just gonna do it with the mouse. And also panning cannot be controlled from Move. So in session mode, the step sequencer acts as track selection and record enabling the tracks. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on, with the colored buttons, with the colors corresponding to the colors of the tracks in live. But we can also stop clips. So every second button is the clip stop for that corresponding track. So now that I've stopped these clips, and we can launch a whole scene with these green buttons here. So we actually don't see 8 tracks, but we see 7 tracks at once with the session view mode on Move. So now that I have more than 4 tracks, navigating with Move becomes a bit more cumbersome. As you can see, I only have access to tracks 5 and 6 now. So to get access to the first 4 tracks again, I need to go back to session mode, select the first track, and now I have access to tracks 1 to 4. So you need to switch to session mode to basically gain access to more than 4 tracks. You cannot do that from note mode because these buttons, the left and right button, they just scroll between the bars in the clip. They do not go from one track to the next, which is basically the behavior of pretty much every Ableton Live controller that I've used. So this is a bit weird, but you can get used to it, obviously. By the way, one disadvantage of Move is that the metronome and the tempo feature are accessible through a shift function. Not really ideal and not really super quick compared to a push, but it's not that big of a problem considering you're probably only doing it once at the beginning of your project. So overall it works great, and its smaller footprint is definitely an advantage over push. At least for now, I'm probably not gonna sell my push 2 as it does offer a more luxurious experience as an Ableton Live controller. But for most people, this does everything you would need it to do, as the more advanced features are better done with the mouse and the keyboard anyway. It is much faster to do them than on push, so this could be enough for you. And also considering the fact that it has a built-in audio interface makes it very convenient, providing a very high quality input and output. But let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and for more Ableton Move videos, maybe check out this video up here. Catch you later.